like, subscribe, share. And if you don't catch it live, you can hit pound in the comment section and replay. We have been also touching up on mental health. You know, we base everything on mental health, and so you know we have our own access line. So we also want y'all to know that if you ever feeling down, you ever feeling suicidal, any problems, issues, we ask that you reach out to 988.
Yeah. All right, and we're excited about today's show. Last week we were discussing about Tracy and the prosecution of children as adults. This week we're going to get into part 2 about a 14-year-old by the name of Diara. And she was charged as an adult for murder, largely based on incriminating things that she said in an 18-hour investigation where she was being questioned without her parents being present. And she was sentenced to 5 years probation at the end of it all. So we want to get into more about her.
Yeah, so I'll start from the beginning. So when Dahari was 8 years old, she lost her grandmother. She also, right after that, was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. So that's right there is like two major impact, rapid change in her life that was similar like signals and signs of her behavior changing, or the cause of her behavior changing. Then when she turned 13, she also had an incident in school where she maced a girl, and they had to shut down the whole school. And all this is before her arrest. Then she also had a habit of hanging out with the wrong crowd, stealing cars, routine of skipping school, running away from home, things of that nature. She struggled with depression, and things of that nature. So as we go into the case, you know, she was picked up by an older white man, you know. So my questions are, at first, like, what made this man, white man, pick up these two children?
Well, you know, one child. Her friend was of age.
Well, teenagers, because they were 14 and 19. So what made him pick up these two teenagers, these two young females, at 2 in the morning, and why did he pull into the alleyway?
Right.
So those questions are even before the murder. Like, what was he looking for? Trouble.
Right.
It seems like he was looking for trouble.
Or it could have been a drug sale. They could have been selling drugs without the parents knowing. To me, at 2:30 in the morning, and with Diara, or whatever her name is, D. I'm gonna call her D. But with her and her situations and her occurrences, first, you know, it is a lot to lose a grandparent, especially to be a young child when you build a bond with them, and this to be the first death. So I do understand, and I understand her plight, because when my grandmother died, it was new to me. I was 10 years old. I remember vividly my mother was in the hallway. She punched a hole in the wall, and this was my first experience with death. Somebody that I wouldn't see again, but I didn't understand it at the time, and it was super serious to my mother. And then going through that and seeing the pain and the crying, it just makes you first wonder what's going on. Then you cry because your parents are crying. Then, you know, over the years you'll see, and going to a funeral, it really opens your eyes because it's a bunch of sad people. So I first think there, like, dang, man, you know, it's tough. And then, like you said, for her to be diagnosed with diabetes at a young age, it's tough when we hear these things, because a lot of times when we're diagnosed from a doctor, our mind automatically goes into the negative, not knowing that you can beat type 1 or type 2 diabetes. These are things that can be beat a lot with the change of the diet. So that would have been a great way, you know, if the parents were of, you know, knowledge, to go right there and say, hey, we're going to beat this. We're going to knock this out. We're going to change our diets. We're going to do it together. We're going to jump in here. You don't have diabetes. Les Brown, I remember listening to him, and he was stating when he was diagnosed with cancer, And he literally said, "Don't tell me I'm diagnosed with cancer. Just tell me that I've been that my time here for you being able to treat me has up. You don't know how to heal me no further than today. You just don't know how to do it. Don't mean that it's over." So I think about that. Those are two traumatic things. But then just moving on with her, I always wonder, why is this child always around somebody older? Like we said, it was two teenagers, but according to the law, one is of age. So for him to pick up a 19-year-old, it's a little bit odd like that, what they doing together. But you think she's grown. I'm trying to figure out, why is this child out 2:30 in the morning without her parents knowing, always around some other adult. As we move further after the probation, we're going to see she was around another adult and then a teen of her age, so a peer. But there's always, so it seems to me like she's very impressionable, easy to influence. You know what I mean? She's been crying out for attention for so long, ever since then. So that's a big thing that children do, is just start taking on bad habits and just crying out for help through just doing bad stuff. What was you about to say?
But also, it raised the question to me, like, you know, she lost her grandma at 8, but what made her have to live with her grandma? You know, what was going on with her parents?
Right.
Because why did she always seem to? First, she was living with her grandma, so that question was like, why wasn't she with her parents? If her parents was together, why wasn't she with her parents in their household? Then, after that, her behaviors of her running away from home, like, what was the problem in the house?
Right.
You know, because her parents seemed like they loved her.
Yeah, her parents were there.
You know, so what was the? That's what my question was, like, why wasn't she home though? Like, why she always want to run away from home? Why did she even live with her grandma? You know, them the questions that raised for me.
Right.
You know,
but the running away and stuff, it didn't happen until that happened. So it became a direct, you know, cry out for help. You know, you're trying to figure out, it's your first time. Her parents are there. They try to get her mental health treatment. You know, they put her in different programs. They're there. But the thing is, it's like, you really have to deep dive, man. And you got to be on your children. Some of them, you know, you're just going to have to touch you could tell somebody that the stove is hot till you blue in the face. And they still going to go touch the stove. In this case, it seems like that. She just went on a run of just doing bad stuff for attention. But her parents have been there. I feel like if they had more knowledge, take more time, and come together, because it boils back down on them when your child, no matter what, whether you knew she was out or not, it's said that she stole her father's car days prior to them shooting the man in the head. Then you think about it, the man was picking them up. So that's the first thing, like, why is this man picking them up? But why do they have a weapon? Because it said that he didn't have a weapon. Right. So this seems to me like, man, it's a robbery, and she's mixed up in manipulation all the way around the board, you know what I mean, and tied up into that. Then they only gave her 5 years probation, so that was something that the law.
But she served
2 years in a juvenile facility.
Right. Right.
So that's,
she did
that,
still
to
get
me,
time.
To me, that's a tremendous help. That's that
Absolutely.
time to get your mind right. They didn't throw you to the wolves. You didn't even get charged with murder as an adult, whereas though you have to serve life. Right. So they gave you a second chance. This is one of the times in which you have to take the good with the bad when you're dealing with the justice system. But you have to also get you a lawyer in which that's going to fight for the case of them not even calling you beforehand. You know what I mean? Because the judge even awarded extra time, but that wasn't even written off. They didn't get that extra time that they asked for. It wasn't written off. So the black and white wasn't sufficed. You know what I mean? They didn't dot their T's and cross their I's. It's just sad because nobody's life is at the hands of nobody else. It's not your role to play God. You know what I mean? And then we weren't there, so we have to go on speculation. So to me, you could beat that case by fighting a lawyer and all that, with a lawyer and all that, and then law, that's what it all is. It's a big debate. Yes. But then you also have to worry about the spiritual world, man. They can't be out here just taking people's lives if it wasn't self-defense. Better advice that she shouldn't be there in the first place. We know somebody's dead, you know what I mean? And she shouldn't be there in the first place. So you have to get a better relationship with your children, and you can't rely on outside world, you know what I mean? As we can see, you can put them in programs and stuff like that, but it's going to boil down to you, and maybe just maybe a boarding school could have helped, military school could have helped, maybe, homeschooling could have helped where she didn't have to even go to high school because she only went there for 1 week. So homeschool could have helped,
But she went to school all the way up to high school. So it's like, I mean, at the end of the day, like, it's like she made the mistake, but it still boiled down to something had to go wrong in the household for her to even not even be in there.
No, we know what happened. She lost her grandmother. She had diabetes.
That was a separation.
This is a severe case of
right.
depression.
But
like
what I'm saying is,
looking for
what I'm saying is, her parents had her, right? Her dad and her mom, they was in the household, right? And then she lived with her grandma from the age of 8.
I got that.
And
that they built a bond. Her and her grandma built a bond, and then she passed away.
It said that she lived with her grandma until she was 8, and her grandma passed away. That's what it said. But that was just my questions of why is she even living with her grandma. But another thing was, so by law, she was interrogated for 18 hours. So by law, police are supposed to notify parents upon a juvenile arrest and detain no more than 2 hours. Right. Okay, that didn't happen. Right. She was being interrogated. She asked for water. They gave her soda, which triggered her sugar levels to drop, which caused her to give a headache and be nauseated, which is like that makes her statement not even credible. She's not even in the right state of mind, from my perspective. Right. So that was 2. Then you got, like I said, her parents was never present. Okay, so she still was charged. In this case, she still was charged as an adult for murder. Right? She did 2 years in juvenile. She got 5 years probation after pleading guilty to murder and manslaughter. So, if you sit there and like after 18 hours, she probably tired. She already nauseated. She already got a headache. She already not feeling good. She already nervous. Her adrenaline is rushing. Everything is going. Her parents is not present. So who knows what she said? Boom. Then you already say something that you're not supposed to say. You take your plea deal, and you know that you're getting manslaughter and murder. Do you think? Well, for me, I think this could have went the other way for her too, and gave her an ego strike, and made her adrenaline rush more, and made her want to do more stuff. Right. You know what I'm saying? Get with another crowd, because right after that, after she did her 2 years, she came home. She was doing good. Got a job at McDonald's. Was working at UPS. Was planning a trip, family trip, to go to Tennessee, and then boom, she went on a 2-day robbing spree. Mm-hmm. So it's just like, who knows what's going on in the kid's mind? But also, what if you can't help? Like, what if it's out your hands? It's like her parents, it's out of their hands. What are you to do? Really? You can't control her mind. You give her all the help in the world. If you can't control her mind. So what are you to do?
I mean, you can't do nothing. You gotta depend on the justice system, which she went to jail. Right. She got the probation. That's what I'm saying. They gave her
a chance.
They gave her an unfair chance with the way that they did it, which if we knew the law and they had the money to get a lawyer, they should have beat the case. Right. But being as though they didn't, she stayed in there waiting for 2 years, and then she got the probation for pleading guilty, being as though because of her age she was still 16. So sometimes, to me, I mean, you always have to play the cards the way that they were dealt. But for me, we always live by, if you don't kill you, it make you stronger. So she didn't lose her life. So she was always able to get another chance in a sense. But you have to overparent. You have to. I mean, nobody asked to be here. Like, a child is not doesn't ask to be born. So when they're born, that's what I'm saying. When they say try everything, yeah, they try everything that was recommended, everything that was professional. But again, Did we try to beat diabetes through changing the lifestyle? Did we try homeschooling? Did we try to give up our jobs and work from home? Did we
Right.
really try? Or did we just take what the same system that's we going through to put us in here? They happy as hell that she's there. That's another slave, you know what I mean, legally. So of course they don't want to take on the responsibility of having to parent your child. Then again, this is a lot of he say, she say. So when we do give you this 2 years in a juvenile facility, and then we give you this 5 years probation, and then you start doing well again, well, we can easily see that this kid is very impressionable, very very thrill-seeking, but it's for the wrong cause now, because now you're an adult. We know right from wrong, and now you have to suffer for that. Right? I hate that it has to be you. I really do, but it's a thin line, man. Like you said, I mean, it's a pastor's child. Don't mean it's gonna be, you know, a squeaky clean child. The thing is to sit there, monitor, try to become proactive, change our diet. Again, whatever's going on in her mind is going on with the way she eat, the way she was brought into this world. If the parents could have been on drugs, whatever. That stuff matters, right. You know, with the soil and the seed when you're creating. So she could have problems, mental health issues before you even walk in. Before you even come out of your mom, you could have problems. It's just sad, you know what I mean? But in her case, we see that the crime, it just kept going. It didn't start there. It didn't start with murder. It didn't stop with murder. Right. She was doing things. She stole her dad's car.
So she was into
yeah. So this, in this case, this is one of them cases where it's like, yo, I told you so, man.
Right.
You know, you kept doing it. There's nothing that we could do. But now, what they could do is try to mend it, try to help her. You know, still give her love.
Yeah, still.
I mean, an immense amount of love, and just see, you know, when is she getting out? If she's getting out. If not, what do you want to do while you're here? What are the things that can possibly be? How can you help somebody else? If not, you just let her get over it, because you heal on your own time. Time heals all wounds, and everybody heals at a different time.
Right. And so we know where the weight is right now. She's looking at, you know, she already had the 10 years on her head. So, you know, she's going to be looking at that time. Then she still got the back time of 5 years. That's probation time that she's going to have to serve. Then she still has new charges. Yeah, so it's just like she's in a lose-lose right now. Only the best thing for her is to pray for her, keep loving her, and support her.
Yeah. And learn from it.
And learn from it.
Protect your kids. And, you know,
absolutely.
Maybe you know, next week we just break it down more with coping, advice, and structure like that. But, you know, moving forward, just to let y'all know that we've been seeing, whether it's true or it's not, this monkeypox situation, just please protect your hygiene. Wash your hands, wash your body. Eat clean, wear gloves when you need to, wear a mask when you need to. Try to deal with your cards right now, because money is very dirty, so try to deal with electronic transactions. But it's the perfect time to keep healing, you know, keep tapping in with changing your diet, keep building your immune system, and just keep fighting in a righteous way, man. Be safe out there.
Once again, and if you feeling lonely, suicidal, just harmful thoughts to yourself, to others, please call 988. It's our own access line just for us.
Yes. Please
don't hesitate to hit it. Also, we ask that you subscribe, like, comment, click the bell, share. If you're not watching live, please hit pound, replay in the comment box.
And send us emails if you want to reach out. leadersonly22@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you. Any questions, comments, concerns, feel free to reach out to us.
Yes, sir. So last week we dove into our conversation, what I like to call it, and I asked a couple questions, you know, of how my brother felt, you know, when I was incarcerated and things of that nature. Now, I mean, I know you had some questions for me, so I'm gonna turn the floor over to you and let you.
I guess one question would be, you know, what's the hardest obstacle you face, you know, adjusting since you've been out?
So my first 6 months was like a month. It felt like a month. The way it flew by. So just getting adapted to the halfway house things and seeing everybody and just, trying to learn people, learn about when I go to the grocery store. The simplest things in prison can be the quickest thing to your life being gone or being hurt. And out here, I don't think people really realize how conscious they need to be, because just for instance, and it kind of messed up, it kind of drew a lot of friction in my relationships, especially my personal relationship at home with my ex. At the time, it was like I was she felt like I was overprotective and overcautious and over paranoid. But, to have somebody walk between me this close, it doesn't happen in prison. Like that don't happen. Ain't nobody about to walk between us like this. So if I'm standing in a grocery store and we're in the aisle, I used to always be like, excuse me, try to block that person from touching her or touching us so it won't go nowhere. Not even realizing what I'm doing is just second nature, because this is what I've been doing for the last 9.5 years. So the hardest thing for me out here was just adapting to people in my surroundings and being in a place with a lot of people. Then I went straight to FedEx, and that was just like, boom. So it's just dealing with a lot of people, trying to channel how I talk, because I'm harsh. People couldn't take me because I'm very direct. I ain't about to at the time, I wasn't biting my tongue for nobody. I was just not even realizing it, but I was talking mean, and harsh to people that I love, but it was unconscious. Like it was second nature. You in prison every day is like a hostile environment. I'm naturally talk loud, but I'm not yelling. You understand what I'm saying? Like you're in a dorm atmosphere or a cell. All you hear is everybody's yelling through the doors. All you doing is yelling through a door, because you can't. The door is not no bars, so it's not like it's open where you can just say yo. Now you gotta be yo, everybody or you sliding shit under the door and trying to bring it back, passing notes and shit like that. So it's just like, bro, when I say it's different, it's different. Like I could take you there. Like I could really take you there just by, you can close your eyes and I'll talk, and I could take you there. And you would not believe some of the shit that we go through. So the hardest thing is just dealing with regular people, because I done dealt with the animals and the wolves and the cruddiest motherfuckers in the world and the nicest, and you think they nice and they done took somebody's whole identity and you don't even know it. You know what I'm saying? So you deal with every channel of people, and then you got the ones that's in there that did the blue collar crime but don't think they supposed to be in there because they did a blue collar crime and they got millions and they ain't get it taken, so they rich and they feel like they supposed to be privileged in here. You see what I'm saying? So it's just like dealing with regular people was the hardest thing for me to do when I came home. Not in my people, in my family, it's crazy because y'all regular people too, and it was just dealing with us. That was one of the hardest things.
Okay, and I would say, what's your plan to be for your success story? Like, what do you want to be a success story? I know, like, most of the time when people have these street stories or they go to jail and stuff and then they do interviews, a lot of the interviews just stem on that whole life. Like literally, what'd you go through? Why did you do it? Everybody. It's very few Emory Joneses or, people that come out and make a serious transition to be able to inspire, the next generation and other people who go through it to, get their success story off. So it's just not prison stories or just having to stick on, oh, this is what I did do.
I mean, my overall outcome of my situation and redemption story I want to be is saving those that are in my situation first. Not saving all, but letting them know that it's possible to come home. Because you made a mistake, bro. It's possible to come home. This is the ones that I want to reach first. The ones that are incarcerated, that are about to come home, are about to be released and come out here to this jungle. Because you leave in one jungle, but you come into a safari where it's another jungle. And it's real hard out here versus it is in there, for real. Because in there, you ain't got to pay no bills. You get 3 meals that you do not have to pay for. You get a job, they do not tax your money. So it's easier for a bum or a deadbeat to live comfortably. Because they already used to either doing something cruddy or wrong in any way, so I can already adapt to the jungle. Now I'm in the jungle and I'm taken care of. I get a shower. I get all this stuff for free, right? So me, I want to touch those who want that second chance. Maybe got the third chance, but just want another chance at life. Because that's all I wanted with one chance, and that's all I needed. And that's all I'm going to need. I never plan to go back, and I'm not going back. And I always state that, and it was a thing in prison, bro. Never say that, right? I don't give a damn. I always said it. I'm never coming back here when I leave here. And I stated, I've been home 3 years, brothers. I ain't had a hiccup yet. I've been challenged. I've been everything. I've been thrown at me. I've been going through ups, downs, around the corners, and back. But this time, what I'm doing now in this moment, and what I'm fighting for now, and going for now, my passion is helping others, especially the youth, especially my family, the children that's around me. You know, that's my plan. I don't have no other plan of just trying to be right as I can be, trying to be loving as I could possibly be. I'm already got everything I need, bro. I'm free. I don't care if I'm gonna be broke or not. Y'all don't know. To be taken away, bro, I don't care about nothing else. Just to be free, I got it already. So yeah, I'm good. My redemption, my passion is to help others, so they ain't got to go through what I've been through.
How we doing on time? We good on time? We can continue to go.
Yeah. So, you know, but with that being said, man, I tremendously appreciate you, right? I just tremendously appreciate my family, no matter what, you know, we go through in life, you know, and how we sometimes bicker and bite backs and do all type of stuff to each other, right? You know, I got a call yesterday. You know, I was on the way to get my hair done by at the Royalty Salon, right? And my cousin called me from Philly. It was like, "Hey, cuz, where you at, man? And your little cousin about to play. They play Maryland Heat today. You know, he played for the Philadelphia Warriors, Bebe's son." Mm-hmm. So I just took Carter and listened to him out there, you know. And it was just fun, man. Just to go out there and watch these young kids play, you know, without a care in the world, man. They ain't got to worry about nothing. They just out there enjoying themselves from the ages of 9, you know, to 11. I watched their 3 games, you know, and it was just fun, man. You know, it was just fun. Just it took me back to when we used to do that, you know. So, and they ain't really in the crowd, you know. It's sad, man. Our stuff used to be packed. It wasn't even packed. Like, it's like 30, 40 people out there. Yeah. You know, it's sad, man. Parents not in tune, but the ones that was out there, it was just a good feeling to see that.
That's what's up. Well, yeah, man. You know, it's a different time, a different day and age. But you know, I pray that you continue to just keep building. I have a different, perspective. More than the defeated. I just don't like when people are defeated. You know what I'm saying? It takes more. Everybody was blessed with a purpose. So I just pray that, you find your purpose and you build on that. Because it's not as hard. We make it hard by taking on these ideals that it's hustle and bustle and you have to do this. That's why unity is so important. That's why group economics is so important. Nobody should have to feel like they're chasing a dollar for their whole life, or they have to pay bills for their whole life, or one One mishap and one false step will set them back so far that there's not a bridge when you come back. One thing that I could just say to anybody, because I deal with the other side, when people come home and trying to help and all that, is please find your purpose, man. Please. And, you know, you can't play this game 1 foot in and 1 foot out. Discipline and obedience really will take you there. And you're going to have to cut off everybody to get yourself right. You can't help people get right without helping you. But in the process of you helping yourself, your motivation, your inspiration, they watching you get yourself together. So that is enough inspiration. But, you know, freedom is supposed to be ours. You know, we were given this, and we can't take it for granted. So, you know, we got to be about those things. And I know it gets hard when we allow it to, when we allow things to seep into our heads. That's why that 988 number is so important. We keep emphasizing mental health, mental illness, mental hygiene, therapy, different forms of therapy, not just going in and speaking to somebody, getting out in nature, cooking, the things that you remember doing that bring you joy. Try to stay trapped in that moment, you know what I mean? But we have to get serious, man. We're playing against a serious monster that's taking y'all away and taking a lot of brothers and sisters away from their children, and then now even working on the children, taking them away at an early age. And we don't have anyone that's going to come save us, and we don't have anyone to blame but us at this point. You know what I mean? If you're older and you're an adult, you have way more influence over the children that are around you than you think. But it takes capital. And, you know, you can either go hit the lottery or you can work together. My hopes and my prayers is that y'all wake up and realize that we need to work together.
Yes,
Because
sir.
if you could see somebody struggle and you be good, that
Yes,
feels
sir.
weird to me. It always has felt weird to me. So I keep my distance. I don't draw no blurs, no biases. Everybody's my family because I read a different book. You understand? We were born. We all need each other. We're connected. So when it comes down to relative, it's literally different when there's relative and there's family. If you're going to be family, if you're going to say you fix your lips and part your lips to say you love somebody, you need to start showing it. Because these phone calls and all death and, you know, this happened bad and all that, pulling together and rallying to get somebody some bail, it's a whole lot easier, you know, pulling together and rallying to get somebody some land, get somebody some equity, get somebody their dream. And then, you know, it'll help you in the same process where we don't have to take on these, you know, emotional strifes. So with that being said, I'll close out. Semaj,
Kendall.
Leaders Only Show. Please like the bell. Like, comment, share, hit the bell, subscribe, hit pound replay. And we appreciate you guys. We love you guys. Thank you.
Peace.
Peace.